Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
It's time now for our tale of the tape. First up, Jake Paul, 185 centimeters tall with a reach of 193 centimeters. And he'll be facing the great Rocky Marciano. He's only 179 centimeters tall with a reach of 173 centimeters.
An amazing reach advantage that fighters do not expect to see in this kind of fighter. The jab is unassumingly long and sharp and fast, and that will really put you off your stride.
Jake Paul, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, currently residing in Dorado, Puerto Rico. The Rock, Rocky Marciano, the Brockton Brawler himself, one of the greatest fighters of all time. A sparkling record and one of the best to ever do it.
This is going to be an intense stare before the fight starts.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Dorado, Puerto Rico, a social media superstar and rising contender known as El Gallo de Dorado, Jake Paul. Fighting out of the blue corner, here is a Hall of Fame legend from Brockton, Massachusetts, a Ring Magazine world champion and an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the Brockton blockbuster, Rocky Marciano.
What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
The wait is over. The speaking stopped. The fight begins. Now, let's get the answers.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that we're talking about. Marciano with one of the best right hands in boxing history. If he catches you flush, it's good night. Do you believe what we are seeing? Jab misses. They better start respecting each other's punching power. Good counter punch. That counter shot lands. What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
Situations like this target will either make or break a fighter, because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
Halfway through the round and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Can't score with that jab. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. One punch could change everything in this battle. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Talking about Jake Paul in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on this. Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
If you're a counter-puncher, then basically you do the counter-attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
You're fighting a counter-puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter-punchers, they're watching your every move, that every switch.
Nope, that jab not going to score. Nice counter. Perfect counter lands. Threw the uppercut, but did not score. When you're fighting a swarmer and you know their goal is to bury their head right in your chest, the uppercut would probably come in handy.
A swarmer, a good swarmer, will get inside you like a bee. Like a bee, just pickpocketing, stinging you wherever you leave yourself open. A swarmer is the worst kind of fight to fight.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout. On to the third. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
They exchange punches. So close for that uppercut. Swing and a miss with the right hook. Where was the defense? Why weren't they covering up? Why weren't they more cautious? Looks like trouble was averted.
Being dazed now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Good counter punching. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch.
Whoa, Johnny! At some point, the corner has to say you're done. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
What caught sleeping on the job? What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
And that was it! That was the big shot we were waiting for! How did they survive that?
It's been a tough round so far.
Oh, do you believe this? Rocky Marciano is down! A big headshot and he goes down. We have got to see that again in slow motion.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown. There's the bell for round 4. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. Nobody home with that hook. shoot. One moment changes everything, especially in this division. What a massive upset this would be. We almost saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
And he blocks the left uppercut. There's a counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. So much for defensive abilities. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight.
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come.
Oh, Johnny, out of nowhere. Look at this. Stumbling around on Bambi legs. No, we don't. Did you see that? And they got caught. I don't believe what we're seeing here.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just...
Whoa, Johnny. Will the referee step in? How is this fight still continuing?
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get up.
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? And at some point, the corner needs to decide we have to protect our fighter. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Big shots from both these fighters. Hold it right there. All hands on deck. We are witnessing an upset in the making. And down goes Jake Paul. It looked great live. How will it look again on slow motion replay?
That's lights out right there.
One, two, three, four, five, six. And we continue.
Showing a lot of heart to beat the count there.
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
We enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last round. What a huge momentum swing. This is the beginning of round 6. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
Can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Nice counter shot. It's Rocky Marciano who hits a counter punch. Rocky Marciano, few have been better. One of the greatest of all time.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to...
Oh my God, Johnny! What a nightmare scenario! onslaught is over, at least for now.
Step back, compose yourself, compose the pace, then move, then step it up a little bit. Because if you're getting caught like that beginning, you get caught a lot more at the end.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You can't.
There's the bell to start round 7. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Beautiful counterpunch. Jake Paul will have to go to the canvas. Wow, that seemed to be the punch he was looking for. Let's watch it again.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
The referee says we will fight on. Not sure about this one.
Got to look at his corner, look for the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner. Somehow get to the end of the round.
That's a good start to the round for this guy.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see.
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. They're always looking for that KO, and we could see an upset right here. Been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round. And they're back at it again here in round 8. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Well done with that counter shot. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
How about that time counter shot? Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
His stamina is off the charts. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Stamina is off the charts. Holding nothing back here in the round. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. surprised as we get a unanimous decision there.
What a whitewash. You know, that's skills, that's class, that's levels. One is up there, one is down there, but you know what? The loser is going to have to learn a big, hard lesson. I totally agree.